Hey everybody, how's it going? Aloha, how are you? I got told yesterday by a few of you that I couldn't wear the tie or I'd get booed off stage, so I think I'm learning slowly but surely, so hopefully you guys can take it easy on me because I think I'm the last person that's going to be speaking to you, so I appreciate it. My name is Connor McKenzie. I work for a company called Herjavec Group. I am not this gentleman who was supposed to be here today. There's two main reasons that Robert is not here. One is named Hunter and one is named Haven. He just had twins, so as you can imagine, he is a busy guy, so he came back home and told his wife, Connor and I are going to go to Hawaii for a week. She said, no, you're not. And here I am. So hopefully you guys can put up with me for 5-10 minutes and just go through Herjavec Group and myself. So some of you may know Robert, some of you may know our company. We're dealing with some customers here. Hawaii is a new growth region for us, and it's very, very important to us. So a little bit about Robert. He's on a show called Shark Tank, has won 4 Emmys up to this point. What people don't know is he's been in the cybersecurity world for about 30 years. So this is his 3rd cybersecurity company. Shark Tank shoots 12 days a year, 6 in June, 6 in October, never more than 2 days in a row. So every other day he's working with Matt, who's at the booth, and myself on growing the US and growing our operations globally. So very important to him. He wanted me to pass on his sincerest apologies for not being here, so you guys can put up with me for a little bit instead, I guess. So a little bit about me. As I said, my name's Connor McKenzie. I've been with Herjavec Group 4 years. 2.5 of those were spent in cold, miserable Toronto, Canada. Yeah, a little fellow Canadian, a little different weather and climate than here. So that's me. That's what I wore to work every single day. It was cold, it was miserable, and as we started expanding into the U.S., Robert brought me down as the first employee to warm, sunny LA. So I run the West Coast. I'm in charge of the West Coast and Hawaii. I now live in LA. Was employee number 1 in that office with him. So my goal is really to grow at this region and work with customers like yourselves and customers globally to help with their security program and help advance that. So how we got to Hawaii is a pretty interesting story. Robert walked by my desk one day, and before he had the twins, he was in his last sort of travel time where his wife could travel. She's from Australia, so he was stopping in Hawaii, and he said, I've always wanted to do business in Hawaii. We don't know a lot of customers there. Can you come with me? We'll go for a week. We'll surf and do whatever, and we'll meet customers. I said, okay, that's an easy pitch. So we met a bunch of you guys. Some of you we know now, and we have some customers in this area now. But what you may or may not know about Robert is he's a very competitive guy. He looks nice and acts nice, but he's not. So he said, we're going to go to Waikiki Beach. Bring your girlfriend. It will be fun. My wife's going to be there. We'll paddleboard. I'm like, that sounds pretty easy. I wakeboarded and snowboarded. Can't be hard at all. So he didn't tell me. He was practicing for like months. He's an expert. And my girlfriend grew up in Florida, so she's an expert. So I fell. That picture isn't me, but it looked very similar. I fell for like 3 straight hours. He mocked me, and I thought I'd never come back to Hawaii. I was so embarrassed. So this came around, and I had some scars from the last time, so I had to practice out in Malibu and get ready, and I spent the last couple of days before this practicing a little bit more, so next time I come with him, I'm not so embarrassed. So obviously, I mean, I appreciate the time listening to me and listening to what we do at Herjavec Group. At a high level, Herjavec Group is a cybersecurity services company. We work with some of the largest, most complex environments worldwide, all the way down to assisting immature clients trying to get up to speed with their security posture and really advance their posture as a whole. A little bit about the history. I told you this is Robert's 3rd cybersecurity company. First one was sold to AT&T. Second one was sold to Nokia. He took a few years off and golfed and got really bored and started Herjavec Group, and he thought, we're going to be a high-level checkpoint consultancy focused on implementation and managed services. So he sold the first checkpoint VPN appliance into North America, moved into SIM and log management, and sort of scaled up from there, built a compliance-based reporting team, incident response remediation team, and we became the biggest name in security in Canada, which is like being famous in Japan. It's really, you know, nobody cares. So the U.S., the stat he always uses is Canada is 66% the GDP of the state of California. So we got to around $100 million run rate from a revenue perspective, and it was great if you bought a product, if you did services. It was done through Herjavec Group, but we had to grow. So when he started coming down to the U.S., he would meet with CIOs and CISOs and try to grow our brand, but there was no go-to-market strategy for the U.S. So that is why my team was built. Now we operate all over the world. We have a global security operations center in LA where I sit, global security operations center in Toronto, and one in Reading just outside of London in the UK. So we work with customers all over the world. My focus is the West Coast, California, and Hawaii, and it will continue to be that way, but we obviously are growing. Very focused on this region and look forward to meeting with and working with the rest of you over the next couple years. As I said, we work with some of the largest, most complex environments worldwide. We do various services around cybersecurity. Some of that new customers would be implementation, architecture, design, penetration testing. Really, Herjavec Group was created to be an augmentation of your security team. So no matter what that size and scale is, if you have a cybersecurity team of 1,000 people or one person, we want to be able to create and staff deliverables for you to help meet the needs of your team and help support you guys in your efforts. So thank you very much for the time. I really appreciate it. Any questions, feel free to come by the booth and talk to us. And thank you once again for having us.